Hey guys, what's going on? You're watching the Video Jury podcast. I'm going to talk a little quieter because I can hear myself. Okay, so this is episode 34, and we're here today to talk about the Big Brother 20 house and who won HOH and who was nominated, and also what happened after the episode, because we now know if veto was used and who won veto, and it's all very exciting. Anyway, you're here with Kelly.
And I'm Jacob.
I'm Kelly also.
And I'm the guy on the couch, Shaun.
You're next to a bed.
In the early episodes, he was primarily on the couch, though. So
That would be correct.
Some of our earliest viewers might know him as the guy on the couch that would never wear a shirt. It's really good that we're not on Twitch, because if we were on Twitch, we would be banned already from the platform because you're not allowed to not have a shirt on. But yeah, we're here on YouTube where we can have shirts on or off if we want. It's great.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to call that character development.
Yes.
Yes. Don't.
Character arc.
I might regress now that I know it's okay to have no shirt.
Yeah,
Jacob, you've opened up the Pandora's box.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have to have some male eye candy for the viewers. I mean, I know I'm not bringing it. That's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like JC underneath all this. Trust me, I need someone to shave my back with a knife.
That was painful to watch, by the way.
That
It was horrible. Like, why? Okay. Yeah.
I've shaved Shaun's beard a couple times, like helped trim it down.
Yeah, but
I've never done it like that. Like, it looked like, I don't know exactly.
It looked like she was working out some aggression.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
First of all, I just want to manifest some of JC's confidence in my life. Who the fuck says, "Hey, shave my back, random person"? Like,
Yeah.
like, just who does that? He's like the most outlandish person that I can remember on Big Brother, and I love it. Putting the weird sexual stuff aside, he makes for some really amazing feats. Like, he's fantastic. He's making up words. He's
that was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
Yatus is English. I'm surprised you didn't know that, Jacob.
Yeah. He's a much better English speaker than I am. It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, this house has been crazy. I mean, the episode Sunday, like, if you guys didn't watch the episode, basically it was Caitlyn celebrating her HOH by thanking her spirit guides and blaming everything, or giving credit to the universe for her landing in the HOH bed.
And Grandpa Lou.
And Grandpa Lou, yeah, the bird. Grandpa Lou came through.
Is nobody else like just annoyed as hell at that stuff though? Like, that personality that just thinks anything that happens in the world around her is the universe making things work for her.
No, it's super ridiculous.
That mentality of just like, everything that's happening must be for me.
Yeah, it is so self-centered. And if I was in the house, it would drive me crazy. But the great thing about her is she's so easy to manipulate. All you have to do is one, cuddle with her, and two, tell her powers are amazing. you have an instant final two, as long as you're the best cuddler.
I don't know if you keep that up for 99 days.
I mean,
that's a long time.
Listen, I'll do whatever. I will shave JC's back for $500,000. I'll shave Shaun's back for $500,000.
It's mostly just the bottom regions there. I mean, there's not a whole lot on the back.
Perfect.
But I was gonna say, like, Caitlyn, she's one of those people that, like, there are two people in my life that really annoy me, and it's one person that's like everything in the world like revolves around me, and then it's flat earthers. She's like, here's flat earthers, and then here's Caitlyn. She's like just about that. She's kicking butt.
Yeah, I mean, okay. The thing that is amazing to me is that she finds a way to justify every little thing she wants to have happen, and we even see that play out in her have and have not ceremony. Like the only reason, okay, she made up some rules, and I'll let Kelly talk about those rules. But
so she said that first and foremost, if you are either on your period or you're ovulating, I think it was, then you're not going to be a have-not.
Yep.
Because I mean, like, I kind of get it.
That's
like
fair.
having your period is uncomfortable. The ovulation part, I don't get as much because like you don't
just
really
not
feel
good.
comfortable from
Not
that.
good for conception. I just really uncomfortable.
I didn't realize that was the goal of Big Brother, but okay.
I mean,
She added in a new thing to do. So that was our first one. The next one is if you are having like major anxiety or depression,
which is everybody. It should be everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Then you're not going to have not. So,
and if you take any medications, you cannot be a have not.
Okay, so that left, and then Tyler offered to go on to be a have not, and she said no.
Yeah, she ignored him because she wants somebody to sleep with. And we will get to that because she thinks she's being sneaky. We got some interesting things happening on the feeds, but she and Tyler were doing a little coded messaging to each other last night under the covers. And Caitlin,
was it the roller coaster thing?
Messaged to him that she wanted to make out. It seemed like, and Tyler's response was, "We can do that after the, we can figure that out after the show." I feel like he knows that there's a boyfriend outside of the house and feels really uncomfortable and probably wants to say that he's married at this point, but he's already said he's single, so he can't. But yeah, there's some of that drama. She's feeling a little thirsty, it seems like. And
oh man,
oh my gosh,
I thought that you were talking about the other situation where it was she was talking with Bessie about. They were talking about riding roller coasters, and the euphemism for riding a roller coaster was like his penis.
Yep.
And so there was that whole conversation about how like I don't know if you would be able to handle it, and they asked him the question like, have you ever ridden a roller coaster then stopped riding a roller coaster?
I mean, I've ridden a mustache ride, but I don't know anything about roller coasters here.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I mean, Caitlin just seems like she wants everything. While she's HOH, she seems like she wants sex. She wants a cuddle partner. She wants nobody to blame her for her HOH nomination.
Oh man, she is totally ovulating.
Yeah.
Like, that literally sounds like someone that is at the peak of ovulation.
Maybe that's why she said no one who's ovulating.
Yeah.
That is right. Like
She's like, anyone who's in my boat understands what I'm going through. And I'd be like, no, Caitlin.
Yeah.
No.
Now let's just hop back onto the roller coaster theory.
But yeah, so we see her talk about who she wants to put on the block and what. Well, I say she very loosely. She doesn't really want to do anything. She wants Tyler to make all of her decisions. And so they come to the decision sort of together that they want to see Swaggy go home, but they can't like do it to the front door, so they need to put up two noms that will sort of be placeholders and pawns. And so she comes to the conclusion that she wants to put up Scotty and also Winston. And in her nomination speeches, she gives some really bullshit reasons.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, they're so good.
And it's pretty common to give some like, barely justifiable reasons for nominating, but this was like out there.
Yeah, exactly.
What was her reason for Scotty again? I don't remember. I remember
he could have won. He was competing in the veto and didn't win, but if he had won, he probably would have used it. And
take down Steve. Yeah. And he would have had a 20% chance of going up.
So a thing that didn't come close to happening might have happened in that case.
By the way, we have to point out the fact that Scotty is the world's worst actor because
Yeah.
given the fact that he knew that he was going to be everybody knew that he was going to be nominated, and he was still like, oh shit, when his picture showed up, and like everybody saw through that, obviously.
Oh,
Winston
man.
did a good job of mean mugging. Like he's supposed to act like he's pissed off. He did a good job.
Winston.
I'm excited to see on Wednesday exactly how that looks.
Mm,
Because I know that he was supposed to be like yelling at Caitlyn, right?
mhm.
Afterwards, so I'm really pumped to see the fallout from that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure. And then yeah, we we sort of again, this is the week of Caitlyn, and she's such a mess. She really gets Tyler in some hot water this week. She's telling everybody about Sam's power.
Oh man.
She's saying that it's Tyler's fault that Swaggy's the plan. Like, so if Swaggy can just put together put together the reason to put the target onto Tyler and say that Tyler is his number one priority to get out of the house, then he should be safe.
Yeah.
But
Tyler needs to lower his profile fast.
He super does.
He's gonna play himself right into a pickle because he's relying too much on his personality, and it's like people are doing favors for him. He needs to do more work to make it someone else's idea when they make these big moves, because right now it's too clear that it's coming from him. It's going to be traceable.
His problem isn't. I don't blame him for his problem. His problem is Caitlyn. Caitlyn is his problem right now. If he would have confided in, say, Sam or somebody like Rockstar, for example, he wouldn't be in nearly the pickle that he is. But since when Caitlyn is cuddling, she likes to spill all of the information. Everybody knows that the primary source is Tyler right now. So
I feel like that was taking a huge risk on Tyler's part when he had told Caitlyn about Sam's power. That was I almost kind of grinned a little bit at that moment. I was like, oh, that's coming back at him.
Because there's no reason he had to do that.
Yep.
I guess we should back up a little bit and say that Tyler did win the veto.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is in place to send Swaggy C out the door through the back door. And yeah, we've been watching the feeds all day. It's been an absolute shit show.
Swaggy had no idea.
Yeah, and last I heard, he was in his room sulking and under a blanket. And not talking to anyone.
I thought I saw him like running around in the backyard.
Oh, good.
But either way, like seems to be having more of a low profile, which is really good. And from what I saw, Bailey went up to the HOH to go talk to Caitlyn, which was horrible on Caitlyn's part because she spilled to Bailey about Sam's power.
Right.
So now I would assume that everyone knows exactly what's going on with Sam's power.
Mm-hmm.
But that might actually end up being good for Tyler because now that everyone knows, because Caitlyn has a big mouth, now Tyler can be like, hey, it wasn't me, it was Caitlyn that told. So that way Tyler won't lose trust with Sam. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah. But Tyler still told Caitlyn.
But Sam also told Caitlyn.
Oh, she did.
She didn't tell her. She told her she had a power, and Caitlyn said, I have intuited what your power is.
Okay. That's
So did they actually know what the power is? Has Sam actually confirmed to anyone?
Sam did not say what it was.
Sam has really been quiet this week.
She hasn't said what it was.
Which is smart, because the power is not actually that great.
No.
And I think it's better to let people... They'll probably assume it's more powerful than it is.
Right.
If anyone grabbed a sweet power, it was Tyler.
Yep. Yeah. You grabbed the best power, getting that cloud. So I love it. It's finally something that like I wanted to see. Like it's a hidden immunity idol from Survivor in the Big Brother house, and that's exactly what I wanted to see because it'll help like create some where am I going with this? Like some sort of like randomness with not random, but you guys know what I'm saying. Like there's more strategy that can go into the game.
Yeah. So I think the only time this is useful though for Tyler is if he uses Sam in the proper way, in that if he knows that he's going to get backdoored or going to get put on the block, he can use this power. But it doesn't work if he's been put on the block.
Yeah.
So he has to intuit. He has to use some of Caitlin's powers to know ahead of time when he's going to be put on the block and then use it. So it'll be interesting to see if he has those powers or not. Maybe
I bet he
Caitlin
does.
maybe Caitlin can transfer those powers by making out with him. We don't know how those things work. I don't know. But you know, maybe his spirit guides will help him and tell him when he.
How many spirit guides do you think Tyler has?
I think one of them is definitely Caitlin's like dead uncle or whatever. He was there for Tyler. He's like, I'm here for Tyler, not for you. God, I never liked you.
So Caitlin has explained that your spirit guides are not people that you know. So it's possible that
Grandpa Lou could be there for Tyler.
Yeah, it could be there for Tyler.
Oh man.
But I'm gonna guess that he's got like according to Caitlin's logic, he's got like 17 spirit guides because she seems to be in love with them. So
wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a crazy week. I think what Swaggy really needs to do to keep himself safe is again try to paint the picture that Tyler is this huge threat. And it should be relatively easy to do if he can get the right information out of Haley. He can really make that happen. And Haley seems to want to keep Swaggy because it's a target in front. It's a target in front of her, and you know it keeps a bunch of people safe. I think it would be smarter to keep Swaggy in this case. And it seems like Swaggy is easier to live with than somebody who's perennially paranoid. So.
He super is. I think for good reason though. I mean, considering what happened with Swaggy this week, like that could easily be him in a couple weeks getting backdoored.
Yeah, but ever since the feeds have come on, he's been like, oh my god, like I'm so not intense. Everybody thinks I'm intense. I'm not intense.
Who's saying this?
Winston.
Like somebody tried to take him aside and say, hey dude, like you need to chill out a little bit because you're freaking everybody out. And he's like, who thinks I'm intense? I'm not intense. I swear I'm a chill bro. And
oh my gosh.
Oh man,
it's terrible.
I can't believe I called him my future husband.
Yeah.
Right? He was like butter in that interview with Rothschild. He was so laid back.
Oh.
I think this is like the duck theory. There's too many ducks in the room, and his ego just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and he can't control it.
There's like above average levels of narcissism this season. No joke.
It's fantastic. I actually kind of enjoy it. I mean,
it makes great TV.
I mean, like I'm loving just the Trump level confidence that Swaggy has, where he's just like on the show to build his own personal brand, and he wears his own clothing, and it's great. Like because that's the house guest we deserve. Because it's reflective of who's in the White House. I feel like it's
it really is.
So
like we have all these guys.
Go ahead.
Can we talk about Swaggy's reaction to not getting the power out?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Just like I don't know. It just goes more into how self-involved he is. Like it blows me away that he thinks the fact that he's won 2 competitions, one of which there wasn't too much strategy to it, and the other one it was just outlasting someone else. Like it wasn't like a huge competition.
And that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was like forever ago. And then getting into a showmance, can actually like really hurt your game with the viewers. So I don't know. And on top of that, giving yourself your own stupid nickname, why would that make him think that America would love him?
Well, honestly, I think that he thinks of himself as like this super power player who's this diagram villain, and he thinks that America loves that. The thing is that he hasn't built up the capital,
Yeah.
Social capital.
uh, to he hasn't built up the resume to show that to America. Like he isn't
He wants it too much. He's too hungry for it.
right.
You can tell that he. I mean, you have this generation of kids that grew up on reality TV now, and so they know the archetypes. And there are a lot of people trying to do like the Omarosa thing. The thing is, she truly doesn't care if she's liked. Like at the end of the day, people really hate her. She's done her job. And then you have people like Swaggy who come in and they want to be hated and loved at the same time.
Yeah,
it's
like,
really funny.
You can't come in and try to be evil Dick. You just have to be evil Dick in order to be evil Dick. And like, and the thing is he's doing, like, from a game perspective, he's doing everything that he said he wouldn't do.
Oh, that's super true.
And calling himself out in real time for it.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
Look at all these bad moves I'm making.
Yeah. Like he's like, shit, I shouldn't have gotten in the showmance. I got in the showmance. Like, you know, I wanted to lay low, and I'm telling, you know, and he's telling everybody how much he knows about Big Brother. That's the thing that pisses me off the most. Like I was super happy to draft him because I thought he knew a lot about Big Brother. He could play off this. I'm just here for Instagram followers and whatever, and he could really run the game. But he's telling everybody that he watches every season, knows every twist of every season, and how does that not make you a target, my friend? Like
seriously,
and Bailey will be so much better without him. If he goes, like, she's a good player.
Oh, I heard that she was a very close second for the Power App.
Oh yeah,
so next week that's probably who's going to get it.
Yeah, I'm hearing that's probably a thing. Now here's what I'm hoping happens. So I'm hoping we see Swaggy go home. I hope we see a Casey and Bailey flirtmance continue to thrive. And those two can make a really awesome sort of run at the end of this game. Because Casey doesn't really have, she has that group, but she doesn't have a confidant yet. And I feel like once Swaggy's big personality is out of the way, those two women can really run this game in a really fun way to watch. What do you think, Shaun?
Yeah, no, I think that Casey definitely can try and be part of a bigger narrative in the whole Big Brother house. I always was under the assumption that Tyler and Casey had, an alliance going on between them, like they were really close. But that doesn't sound like that now anymore.
No, it doesn't seem like it. And somebody who's really surprised me post groping is JC. Like, he's in such a good spot in the house, and we kind of pegged it when we were doing our cast analysis. Like, he runs around spreading all these lies, but nobody gives him credit for it because he has an accent, and he's like gay and little and that's what people expect. So like, nobody thinks of it as a threat. He's totally gonna William from BB Can 5 his way to jury,
totally.
because nobody's looking at him. It's crazy.
Yep. Yeah, who was it? Was it Fessel that was cuddling with them? And he's like, "You're like my dog."
Yeah, you're like the size of my dog. Yeah.
He's kind of like, they treat him like the house pet a little bit, or the house mascot.
Yeah,
and he's gonna get. I mean, I'm sure he cringes every time, but he's just like, "Cool, underestimate me."
Exactly, like in that first competition where he's like, "Why isn't anybody going after me?" Oh, because they literally can't see me. Cool. I love that. Like, use whatever you have to, and like his accent and his quirkiness is really working for him, and I feel like he's a real dark horse to maybe make a run at this thing, which is something I wasn't saying even a few days ago, just because I hated the grope master general that he was. But
I like that.
It seems like he took the talking to that Big Brother gave him to heart. He was crying afterwards. he didn't really realize that America was viewing what he was doing in a negative way because the house guests didn't seem to. Man, I do want to talk about that for a second because it kind of changes the game a little bit. We had the
it super does.
we had the semi-racist ish comments made by Rachel and who was it?
Angela.
Rachel and Angela. And then we have JC doing what he did. Here's what I don't like about Big Brother stepping in. It allows you to know how you're being perceived by America, and it changes the social experiment because once they're called into the diary room and they're not removed from the game for their behavior, they have an advantage. Because they know that while there's an America's advantage to play for, they can change their behavior, they can apologize for it, and everybody else knows that they've been called out. So it changes the nature of the game. Like it changes the reason why you might want to vote somebody out, which I think is kind of not what Big Brother's about. It's supposed to be a social experiment, and you're supposed to let racist people say things that are not, or people that have these sort of views. You're supposed to sort of let them say it and then dig their own grave, because that's why we have really diverse casts, so that people fight.
That's true.
Go ahead, Kelly.
They aim these guns at each other, and then when they get fired off, they all of a sudden want to come in and start policing it. And if they're going to, it should be an internal process that doesn't give any insight. They should enforce it just like they enforce singing in the spa.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, stop that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And it's go ahead. I'll let you say what you're going to say, Kelly.
Oh, I was just going to put out like a little bit of a different perspective, because although I definitely agree, like it changes the nature of the game, we're in this social media age to where what you say can get you fired.
Yep.
And so I kind of think that it's good that Big Brother might step in, because like you don't want to go into a house, and yes, obviously you shouldn't be saying these things anyway, but like kind of having it put back into perspective, being like, hey, if you keep saying these things, like you'll lose your job like Aaron did and like Spencer did and whoever else has lost their job for this. So I think that it's kind of necessary, unfortunately, at this point, because social media is so much larger than it used to be. Like our complaints about how we want to see this social experiment just like how it used to be, we're never going to see that again, like in the early days of Big Brother, because we have social media and because there's so many more people speaking out against like smaller circumstances, and like circumstances which should be brought up and shouldn't be happening, and people should be saying, hey, like you shouldn't be racist, like stop that. But you see a lot larger consequences for this. And so I think that that's just another perspective, that maybe it's important that way people don't lose their jobs.
I think maybe if we move from a smaller network, or from a bigger network to a smaller network, you probably would see more of that social experiment, because I think I'm just agreeing with everyone on the whole aspect. But like you've all said, there is a fan base out there, and CBS has to, accommodate who their viewers are. So I'm just agreeing. I think on the whole is true.
Yeah, here's what the last thing that I'll say about that is that I think that CBS does enough when they have the disclaimer on the feeds. The views of the house guests that are expressed are not the views of CBS. They don't condone the views. You might hear some offensive things, and also this is a little bit of a social Darwinist sort of view. But if your views, what you say on a hot mic, can get you fired, then maybe you deserve to get fired. I don't know, but like if you say something and you sign up for this reality show, and knowing that your employers are watching, you still say some weird stuff that they don't like, go ahead, fire them. They don't, according to to have their job. So
that's on you, right?
Right. Because like if I post some,
I mean, Roseanne got fired from her job for posting racist things on Twitter.
How many times did she have to post though before it finally?
That's true.
She had to be drugged.
It's a matter of scale, though. She was like the biggest TV star in the world for a decade, and then and she's not invulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like, we should probably let those people get fired if they're gonna say stuff that's gonna let them or gonna lead to them being fired. But getting back to the show, I feel like I feel like JC is in a really good spot. I feel like Casey's in a really good spot.
Haley's in a really good spot.
Haley's in a great spot. If I had to redraft, Haley would probably be my number one pick right now.
I ended up with a decent team, even though I took Steve.
Yeah, you did.
Stevie Wonder.
I genuinely cannot believe, like, me right now saying that Haley's in a good spot, considering on Thursday I was like, Haley is screwed this
I know.
week.
I thought Caitlin was going to have her in her crosshairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it seems like her brain only works in sort of a way
Who cuddled
of,
with me most recently?
cuddle with me and I'll do whatever you want.
Self-gratification.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
She seems to be a hedonist of sorts, and she purports herself to be this life coach. I love, by the way. Did you guys see what Evil Dick tweeted?
No,
No.
He was like, I wouldn't let her give life advice to my cat for $2. Like,
Oh man.
So this is sort of a tangent, but I mean, as we're talking about this, can you guys imagine right now if we had 4 veterans in the house, like how none of this would be happening in the fun way that it is? Like everybody, it would just be like the same retread of the last few seasons, and I'm so glad that they just let it be an original group.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's so great. I'm so happy that we are only seeing house guests probably coming back to punish people and to host competitions, and yeah, I feel like it's way better that way because it's a little bit more true to the social experiment angle.
Yeah,
I want to say this too, and I have a tangent about this season, but like we've all mentioned about kind of the comments, the sexist remarks, the racial remarks,
Right.
some of JC's activities. I think the thing that's going to be interesting is like I don't know how many more seasons are going to be happening with Big Brother, but like from the ones I've seen in the past, like maybe the last 3, like a lot of those intentions were like right on the surface, like it was very visible, but now it's like a lot of things are being said like under the sheets, and it's becoming harder to see people's true personality.
Right.
people got more savvy.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a problem. This has been brought up on Reddit and places where you see house guests having, and I think this is what you were saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, having very secret conversations where they obstruct their mic when it's game talk, and so you can't, even if you're paying for the feeds, you don't necessarily hear everything because they're whispering and they're which isn't great to watch. But I think, to answer your question, I think we're guaranteed a season 21. I think they have a contract in place through next season.
I think we're guaranteed a season 25.
Yeah, it's a healthy performer. It's a
during
workhorse.
the summer. Yeah.
Well, like
I saw I think Oxygen, someone posted about Oxygen's ratings and they compare it to like other broadcasts during the summer. Like Big Brother gets 5 million or something like that, so they could lose like a crap ton of viewers and we would still be doing really, really well. So I don't think that it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Is Big Brother Canada, are they gone now or are they back?
No, they're back.
No, they're back. They didn't have to go through the rigmarole of last year. They're back for season 7 right off the bat, which I'm glad for.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think I don't think there's really much chance that we see Winston go this week. I think
no.
What would have to happen is that Haley paints the target on Tyler and Swaggy is chill, but we know that Swaggy has no chill. So he's gonna wake up from his stupor here in a second and start yelling at people.
Do you think that Swaggy could like make the argument that Winston, although like Swaggy's a bigger threat right now, like Winston seems to be a bigger threat in the long run because he's a part of a really strong duo. He's really strong. Like people aren't viewing him as a threat right now, but they will view him as a threat later.
The problem,
why not take him out now?
the problem for his immediate future in getting votes is that in order to make that argument, in my opinion, he'd have to throw Haley under the bus. And Haley's a vote to keep Swaggy at this point.
Okay.
I feel like there are a few different paths for Swaggy to stay, but they all involve him getting some self-awareness and getting over himself.
Right.
Playing as Chris instead of as Swaggy, and he doesn't seem to have it in him. I hoped he might. I was sort of a fan of his early on, but
Yeah.
he's going to stay in cocky mode, and he's going to get himself voted right out of the house.
Right.
What
Yeah,
did I say?
I don't
Pre-jury? Was I the one that said this?
I said that's probably what happened, but he's got it in him. You've seen flashes of it.
Yeah, I mean,
Films out.
he's gonna beat himself up once he's at home watching the episodes because, like, yeah, he didn't need to get in the showmans with Bailey.
Didn't need the name.
Well, the name just seems to be a part. Like the name, because Rockstar seems fine. He's cool.
She doesn't call herself Rockstar.
She doesn't. She calls it Angie.
She's but she went in the house under the name Rockstar. That's her big brother name.
But
right?
she didn't go in saying that, hey, I gave myself this nickname.
That's true.
And she doesn't be like, she doesn't call it, she's not like, hey, Rockstar wants something to drink. Go get me something. Go get Rockstar
You know what's funny?
something.
Oh my god, you guys are so right about this. If anyone's closer to like a spiritual presence, it's probably her.
Yeah.
And she probably views Caitlyn as like, you're a weirdo, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
I know where I am, but yeah.
See, I believe the hippie chick routine from Rockstar. It's believable. When Caitlyn just feels like she's trying to sell me something. She
works for MLM, a multi-level marketing thing.
I believe that 100%. Did she sell crystals?
Totally fits.
Yeah.
She sells crystals.
That's it.
Say that
Yeah, she
again?
sells crystals. She sells life crystals.
Oh my god.
She sells essential oils.
Oh, even
Yeah.
better. Yeah, we all need those.
Yep. The lavender.
I've been told multiple times you got to be careful about which rocks you buy because some of those that make you feel bad.
So yeah, I mean, if you've got tarot cards and you want to appease the spirits on Caitlyn's behalf, feel free to do that this week. I feel like she's going to be in a lot of trouble next week and the weeks after because she just spills so much information.
Oh, God, she's horrible.
I'm gonna segue into that real quick. I'm gonna pull a card for Caitlyn right now.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are. Whatever's
You
on
should
the
just make
top.
it up. You should just make it up.
No, I mean I know what it is. I just don't know what card I'm pulling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tarot deck, man. God.
So, to be clear, Shaun was very careful to get the good tarot cards. They're branded as good tarot
That's
cards.
right.
Good. They're so good. They're good for you. They're good. They're good when you're dead. So this is I pulled this one.
Okay.
It's kind of trippy. It's called the Five of Earth. You know what? Isn't there a Five Alliance going on there?
There was. I think it's kind of dead now, right?
She started it though.
This
Yeah,
tree
Faute.
might be a rebirth card or something, but yeah, they might have to die to get somewhere.
Okay.
Someone has to be evicted.
So
Yeah, someone has to be evicted.
So maybe Sam will feel pressured by the universe to use the power.
Yeah.
Grandpa Lou is gonna
She'll
step
get to battle
in.
back.
For the battle
Keep an eye out for life 5 of something. So maybe it's the bird there, and Tyler's part of that circle there. I will say this: Kelly had a good point. Like, I'm so glad there are no veterans in the house, and Caitlyn's game has made this season so interesting. Like, I'm so happy. Like, it's not boring, and I love that about this season. So far.
It's absolutely not boring. It's the summer of Steve, you guys. It's an amazing
2.5 weeks of Steve.
Yeah. Steve was fantastic. All season it's going to be the summer of Steve. That's just
right.
yeah.
He asked for the whole summer off after.
I'm so sad. I'm so sad that Kelly didn't take the Steve spot this season
One of these years.
Yeah, you have to.
You would have done so much better.
I either have to get fatter or thinner. Like I have to, I must be large, or I have to be able to wear a swimsuit.
You're in the purgatory way.
You're like when you're applying for FAFSA. It's like you're not poor enough to get money from us, but you're not rich enough to be able to pay for college. So you're screwed.
You're basically fucked.
Yep. So let me ask you this: how would you, if you were in the house, Kelly? Yeah. How would you handle, because you are a psychologist by trade, how would you handle somebody who's peddling the bullshit that Caitlyn is? Would you be able to keep your scientific mind sort of at bay and let her?
You know what I would do? As I would feed it right back to her, I would like buy in completely. Yeah. When I talk to her and just be like, your heart knows what you need to do. Like you should just follow what the universe is telling you, and I don't want to interfere with that direct line you have. So you just do your thing. All I can do, my aura is like a muddy gray at this point. So
maybe some essential oils will help clean that up.
Yeah,
a little bit of some empowering there, huh?
But you would have to have such a boundary because really, Tyler's going to be in hot water. If Caitlyn doesn't go home in the next couple of weeks, she's going to make his life miserable. Yeah. Unless somebody else cuddles with her, I guess. But
yeah, I mean,
she's gonna run out of people.
Yeah, she's a cuddle monster. She's like aggressive about it too. It's not like, hey, let's cuddle. She just grabs somebody and like.
She manifests the cuddling.
She's really working hard on the universe for those cuddle monsters, man. It's crazy.
Oh man.
You know who I haven't been cuddling with her is JC. JC has touched everyone in the house except for Caitlyn, I feel like.
Wow, that's someone in a relationship is his boundary. I didn't think that we would find that.
That's pretty funny.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it's been a crazy week. I'm loving the feeds right now. Do you guys have any predictions after we probably see Swaggy go home? Do you guys think who's next? Who's in some trouble?
I would love to see like not Bailey because she wants to go after Tyler, but maybe like Haley win or not Bessie. I don't know. I just want Tyler to stay safe. That's really it. So as long as Tyler's good, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I want to see Sam and Scotty kind of form this middle island here that's not either of the two major alliances. They form sort of a little swing group in the middle that they'll be pursued each week as kind of the swing vote. My favorite moment from last night's episode was when Sam was hiding in the cupboard and it looked like Scotty was talking to himself. Those two are delightful together. They're my two favorite house guests just personally.
Yeah.
And if the two of them, because they both need an alliance, they've both been sort of on the outside looking in. And Sam's got some inroads with her power, but she needs to be using this time, and Scotty should hitch his wagon to her, I think.
Right. What do you think about the potential of Casey, JC, Scotty, and Sam?
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
As like a 4 against the two sides.
Yeah, kind of a misfit Goonie squad.
Right. I'm loving that vibe. That's what I'm hoping to see happen. I want to see my girl Bailey win HOH, take a shot at Tyler, and here's why. I want to see how Tyler works his way out of some trouble.
Without winning veto?
Jacob, move your mic back to your face.
Oh, hello. Yep.
There you go.
So yeah, I want to see Tyler get in some hot water. Have to answer for some of the things that he said, and see how he handles it. Because like you don't have a resume to me if you don't know how to work your way out of some trouble. So I'd like to see Bailey take some power, take a shot at Tyler, and who would go up next to Tyler if Bailey won?
Faisal.
Yeah.
No, they're on the same side.
They'd put Angela or Rachel, somebody up.
Right. Mm-hmm. Winston, somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm just speaking in terms of what I want to happen. It's a good chance it's not going to happen, as we've demonstrated from our game we played the other night. things that manifest themselves in the way I don't want them to. So I think that Rachel's gonna go up. I hope that the three that we mentioned, like Scotty, Sam, JC, like
and
Casey, like if they all got together, like if they all knew like where they were in placement with the other alliances, that would be super great. Like it'd be a super secret like Goonie squad.
I do have to say that I think Fessel is probably the most obvious recruit that we've seen on Big Brother in a long time. He is one of the most clueless blockheads I think we've seen in a long time, Matt included. I think
really from BB19. Wow.
I think Matt initially showed some promise. Fessel has never showed me anything. Fessel.
Oh, that's right. Even preseason.
Right.
I just genuinely don't like him.
Yeah, Fessel is everything that I don't like in a Big Brother house guest. He creates like weird drama that shouldn't exist. He reminds me of Midnight Midnight Cowboy? What was his name?
Cowboy?
Yeah, Caleb. He creates this drama around himself, and he is a little bit like Cody too, because he just shuts down and doesn't do anything. So I hope he goes, and I don't want to see him on jury.
I just realized I drafted him.
Yep.
I forgot that I drafted him.
Yeah, you got him. You got him.
What a bad choice. Man, I'm so not good at drafting.
I do want to say really quick, when they were doing the Big Brother app store, Rachel, I saw a different side to Rachel that was refreshing, because she took that really hard when she did not get her cut.
Here's why. Why. Because she was talked to by Big Brother before she got the crap app. And so that was just like another example. So like Big Brother's like, hey, stop being racist. Like, don't say these things. It's bad. And then she gets the crap app. So it's like just one thing after another. That's why she took it really, really hard.
Yeah, she's snowballed and thinks that everybody in America thinks she's racist and that she's gonna lose her job, and that so I feel like she was really stressed out in that moment, because like she's had this moment where she was like, I try so hard not to be the mean girl, and it seems like she really took that hard. So
I actually think that Rachel has done a pretty good version of the lay low thing for the most part. Yeah. I mean, she hasn't stirred up a lot of drama. She's got a decent social game. I think she's associated with some real douchebags, but when we get to mid-season, I think she'll at least make it to jury. And she has another gear I think she can switch into where she could really make a run at this as well if she can get her act together.
What do we think of Brett at this point? We haven't talked about him at all this episode.
Oh, man, we totally did not talk about him.
He's going to be a guy that they say, well, he's a comp beast, but nobody really knows him or likes him because he's a douche nozzle.
Right.
I think he'll probably go home before Winston.
But somebody's talking about him because he didn't get the crap app. Somebody's talking about him still. It's not me.
Yeah.
Such a dick.
Yeah, Brett.
I can't tell how much of it is an act, like how much it is them hamming for the cameras. It feels like not very much. It feels like this is their chance to indulge their inner bros that they've always wanted, to rip the sleeves off their shirts and just go to town.
Right.
Oh my God, this reminds me. So the other night, on the feeds, Winston and Brett they call each other Chad or Brad, one of the two. I want to say it's Chad. And Winston and Brett were working out downstairs. Then then Brett was like, hey, I'm going to go wash up or something. And then he goes up to Caitlin's room because she has the Snapchat glasses, and he lays down in bed with her, and they're using the Snapchat glasses. They're not doing anything weird. And Winston comes up and he's like, dude, or bro, you're being such a real Chad right now. He got really pissed off. Oh man, it was hilarious.
That's really funny.
It's like a mean girl moment.
Yeah. That's why I think that Winston would go home before Brett.
Stop trying to make such a thing, Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I think we've talked about mostly everyone. Yeah, I think. What do you think Bailey's next move is? Saying that Swaggy is evicted. What
She
do you
needs
want
to
her
start
to do?
connecting now with other
With who?
people.
She should be thanking her lucky stars right now and just laying low and making underground connections.
Mm.
With who are you gonna say, Kelly?
Oh, I'm not sure exactly with who. Maybe Haley. I don't know. She's complaining. She's complaining that like she has no one other than Swaggy, but that's kind of her own fault because she stayed in bed with him all week.
Yep.
So she just needs to reach out to someone now, like not when Swaggy's evicted, like right now.
Yep. I think the flirt man's has some potential with her and Casey. I think that's probably her best olive branch. I feel like she needs to grab either her or Scotty or somebody who isn't really close to anyone and really just say, hey, look, I made a mistake with Swaggy. Like, because if she's there for 500,000, she needs to be able to say whatever she needs to stay there. And I feel like these kids sort of forget that, like, because everybody said, oh, in preseason said, oh, Showman says I hate those, I'm not gonna get trapped up in one of those because I'm here for the 500,000. But we've never once seen a Showman's partner get evicted and then the other person like completely like try to distance themselves from that.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna like BB Can 3, Cindy with an S put up Jordan JP. She backdoored her own Showmans.
Oh, okay.
Like, but we haven't seen it in BBUS. Like that's kind of a huge thing.
So
that'd be kind of great to see.
I feel like she just needs to do, and this isn't really her fault as much, but she needs to, as soon as Swaggy's evicted, do like an apology tour around the house. So like, look, I know that Swaggy was a dick, and I was sort of mean, and didn't really do my best to sort of make relationships with people. But let's start new and have a kumbaya moment.
I think the best segue into like getting to other people is food. I would just cook some food for some people. You know, make some breakfast for some folks. What's that?
Or win HOH.
Or just bypass it and win the dang HOH. But if you can't do that, figure out how to make some eggs quick.
Yeah.
And start handing those out.
Yeah. That actually worked really well for Sam last week. Like, turning herself into the cleaning robot, into the cooking robot. That was a great move for her. I feel like it really won over the bros. So
I just like Sam so much, you guys. I just like her so much.
Yeah, Sam is still adorable to me. I wish she played a little bit more, but it's kind of adorable that she doesn't. So
it's true.
She's doing exactly what I expected her to, and I love her so much for it. Like I expected nothing more. I expected her to be a Donnie.
She's such a Donnie, and I just love it.
It's wonderful.
Were you guys watching the live feeds during Donnie's season? Because I only got to watch Donnie's season, like the episode.
I was not. My first live feeds was BB17.
I watched After Dark quite a bit, but yeah, there was.
I don't understand. Like After Dark, what is there in After Dark? Just some. I mean, I feel like people that stay awake in the Big Brother house, like there's just got to be like weird conversations because your mind just goes somewhere else.
It's just a few hours of the live feeds, basically.
They usually try to there's usually a few house guests that try to like use that as a launch pad for what like who was it tried to do a cooking show during After Dark for a while. Sometimes they'll put on it was, and then they'll stage like little production numbers.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I hope that they do some of that in this season. That'd be great.
Yeah. Who was involved in the Backstreet Boys thing?
The Wax Street Boys.
Yeah.
That was
right. It was
Johnny Mac, Jason, and it was either Liz or Julia. I can't remember if they were if they were one person at that point, or if Julia was in there.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She wasn't in the group, but I think she wasn't there yet.
Okay, so then it was like Liz.
Yeah.
So Liz/Julia. That was wonderful too.
Yeah. I love this show so much. This season has been one of my favorites to watch. Like
Knock on wood.
It's been so good. It has been so good so far. I hope production takes a note and like takes a few seasons off of returning players. Like let these new players sort of become all stars, and then maybe in a few seasons we can have them on again.
BB25.
Yep.
It's a good, solid, like quarter of a century.
BB25, the return of Swaggy C.
Swaggy C plus by that point.
Yep.
C plus. Oh man, he should be C plus plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. You know, my thing is, you know, I wanted to go one of two ways: either become more of a racist or make bigger game moves, because that's what entertains me.
What?
Wait, what?
Because it gives me something to talk about.
Okay.
You know, that's all I want. Something to talk about.
There you go.
Yeah, big game moves are be offensive.
Oh, and I only know this because I was watching Taryn reacting to this moment live. But Caitlin had a nip slip during her conversation with Bailey. And
how do you have a nip slip during a conversation?
She was, well, you know how she is. She was like bouncing around on the bed and like and Taryn, if you watch Taryn's podcast at all, he like freaked out when that happened. It was so funny. It was just so funny to watch.
Oh man. Oh, I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, it was funny.
Okay, guys.
But yeah, it's been crazy feeds. Yeah, so enjoy the feeds, guys. It's gonna be nuts until Swaggy's evicted, if Swaggy gets evicted.
Yeah.
So,
which he probably will.
Yeah.
I don't see much hope.
I really want Swaggy to make his own cooking show called Swaggy, Evicted or Not Evicted. And he just cooks like one side is like the best meal he could cook, the other side is just like really sad, something really sad, like saltine crackers with tears,
peanut butter. Oh, cheers!
Yeah,
I like that better.
I want Swaggy to be on the next season of The Apprentice.
Oh man!
And just because he's got the biggest ego, he would come up with the biggest, best ideas and boss people around. I need more of Swaggy's.
Nah, man. He needs to go on to the challenge.
Oh, that's actually perfect for him.
Yeah, like he needs to. If Jose could get on there and like be the hot mess that he was, like Swaggy definitely can get on.
Yeah.
And at this point, he might actually have a chance to go on next season, considering how early he's getting out.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure. What does Swaggy sell exactly? Is it just shirts with his name on it?
Swaggy. Okay, so here's my postulation on Swaggy's move. Swaggy's move post because he is a Bitcoin brat. So what he's gonna do is he's going to have a YouTube channel in which he shows off his lifestyle and sells merch and sells how to Bitcoin to idiots on the internet. Like that's exactly what his move is. I've seen that brand play out a million times. And
that explains the desperation we're seeing in him most of the
time. Yeah, I know.
Because he calls himself a day trader, but he's definitely a Bitcoin brat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and a babysitter.
You know what? Man, this is literally, if that's true, this is a perfect time for him to be on Big Brother, because right now we just recently heard that if you're into Bitcoins, like you're only going to be turning a profit every like 10 months now. So he's like he's got to waste time.
Yeah, exactly, because he can't be selling short. So yeah, it's a good time to be stuck in a house.
I think that what he needs to do is rebrand his thing and maybe like instead get some like hair clippers or something. Put his name on the dog. So it's like you can pay me $20 to put my name on your dog. Like it's a brand. It's a brand.
One thing is for sure, Swaggy C is way more sure of himself than we are of him.
I think
Oh man, I really wish that I had heard exactly what was going on right before I came in. Oh, that was wonderful.
Swaggy said that he's going to rebrand himself and he's going to become a dog groomer. So you can pay him $20 to put his name on your dog.
There you go.
Oh man, you can work with Glenn.
Yeah.
There you go.
What was it? Joey Rodriguez?
Yes, Joey Rodriguez. There we go. Okay, I have someone at the door, so we should probably go.
All right.
So we'll be back on Thursday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
I'll do some more tarot reading. Bye.
Yeah, let us know.